We cast a bunch of spells. Uh, Obscurity took out a bunch of people. I think Morak did some stuff as well, and then
Did you guys play last week?
we did.
We did.
Okay.
Wait,
They wrapped up the battle on top of the all leady outpost that you.
I thought this one was still alive a little bit. Okay, well, I thought there was one that we hadn't quite finished off when I left yesterday, last week.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Same difference.
Did I put a mark on one of them for that? I might have.
Because there was specifically this one, I'm pretty sure. Because that was Obscurity did that.
Yeah, but I thought the main caster we hadn't killed yet, or like one of these guys we hadn't fully killed. It was still had like a little bit of health left.
X's say they're dead, bro.
Yeah, then I guess they died.
Stop asking questions.
Well, you may remember that you have a head that you were planning on making talk through.
That body's down here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got so many bodies to choose from.
The body's
intact, not
floor per se.
So many questions.
But you leave them all at 4 so that they have to be awake for the next like 100 years.
So,
No. You just talk to the dead and you had to answer 5 questions, but you only ask them 4, then you walk away.
Yeah.
Keep them waiting.
We can do that.
Back to do it again.
That's why I'm a cleric. That's probably a torture thing that I was used for.
That's how you farm levels. You get the one guy. Exactly. Yep.
If you get the Skyrim sort of level up system, where it's like, oh, hit. I leveled up one-handed.
So you guys were able to clear the tower. Obscurity, you still have the head that you nunchucked off of a body should you need it. No one ever used the ballista. I fully intended to have the bad guys use it if there was still a T-Rex flying, but as it stood, the ballista would take 2 people, both using their full turn to use it, and it was more fun to just attack you a bunch of times. But I'm not going to have anybody have to like roll checks or searches or whatever. I'm just going to give you kind of a dump of what you find if you go downstairs into the keep.
Ooh, treasures.
There's some stuff. So, just so you're aware, downstairs basically there's like a sleeping room, like a sleeping chamber that has a bunch of like cots and mattresses, kind of bunk bed style setup. There's a little room for whoever the commander of the keep was, or the most senior person. And there was a hallway that led to these 2 stairwells that you guys saw, the orcs, or the Regessians, I should say, coming upstairs from. And in that hallway downstairs is a series of arrow slits, so that if anybody tried to come through the main door, all these guys that had bows or crossbows or whatever would have just opened fire on you as you came through the front door. So good move not coming through the front door. Also, the murder holes that was up here, they would have like lit and boiled oil and then poured it on you if anybody was in that door. So you guys avoided all of that. Good job. There is a wooden trap door in the floor that leads to a basement, and the basement is filled with mundane supplies, so foodstuffs, water that's kept like near a heat source so it doesn't freeze, etc. And there is also a chaplain's room, and there is what is in here for you? In the chaplain's chamber, which was once the chaplain's and had been taken over by the Inquisitor Corona, was a duffel bag that had more normal looking clothes instead of like her kind of inquisitor robes. Um, there was a dresser next to the bed that had a printed book of propaganda published by the Regesian Empire that denounced the various other nations and aggrandized the destiny of Regesia. And then in the barracks, where normally this soldiers would have slept, do, 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 there is a backpack that has a series of orders in them that say, take the first output and stay put, receive supply drops every other day. When we learn of the success or failure of madness, our weather mage associates will break the winter over Aliti Gap. When the thaw begins, prepare to take additional outposts. The gear of all the original occupants has been carried away by previous dragon knights and taken back to the main army. So basically, like, there's notes saying that the gear for potential other people to infiltrate with has been taken out. So, but you have effectively found, besides a head that you could make talk,
Mm-hmm. We collected
very,
all that stuff.
yeah, very definitive paperwork that says what happened here.
Okay.
By the way, I was going to let you guys get away with the talking head if you took off. It just so happened that so many guys rushed out, and Nim was so far away that the whole like let's bounce plan kind of didn't happen.
Mhm.
But if you had been like we're leaving immediately, then so be it. All right. So I think the first question to ask you guys, as you have cleared this out and you've stopped the initial Regesian incursion, you've also killed one of the dragon knights and its dragon or Dractyl, and so you know somebody's going to figure that out relatively soon, if especially since apparently that thing was coming every other day or like every third day based on the paperwork that you've discovered. I assume that you want to get back with this information as quickly as possible, but some of you are suffering levels of exhaustion right now, and
Ooh, me.
you know it's going to be at least another 8 hours, maybe more, depending upon stuff and things, to get back. Now, one of the things that we didn't discuss because nobody thought about doing it was everybody's flying or was flying or could fly, and you move very fast flying. So, is there like what do you guys want to do right now?
Fly. Want to fly. We want to fly home as quickly as fucking possible.
I, again, remember that by horse, it took 8 hours, and that for every hour past the 8 hours that you're kind of awake and doing stuff, you need to start rolling con saves.
Mhm.
So it's the potential that you could effectively fall exhausted into the snow. People may be unable to help each other. You could all pass every time and be fine, but where you already have somebody who is at first level exhaustion, yes, Sylvanas?
Second.
Second level exhaustion. Um, I know that I had put in Discord what the further occurrences can be, and basically when you hit level 6, you die. At level 5, your speed is reduced to 0, and if you're flying, that means you're going to plummet out of the sky.
He's
So,
only at level 2. And it took us 8 hours by horse. How long does it take us by flight?
so I did some math with this, and I think you guys could make it there in what is it? Okay, so
Hold on. Fly is only a 10-minute spell.
then never
Doesn't it
mind.
last 10
I
minutes?
Concentration up to 10 minutes. So it's like a no-go on that.
I thought it was 10 hours. I
No,
completely
it's
misunderstood that. Okay.
I can cast fly on us and extend the time. I'll have to see how much more time I can put on
Yeah.
it, but
See how
maybe
much more
like
time you can extend it, and what is the length of time that we need to fly, Tom?
So it was
What was
it
your
was
abacus math?
so it was I just want to go back and open this up. Burning Sky, where is my Where's my page of notes?
Come on, Prometheus.
No, he's Bob.
Double click and then wait. Yes, no, I know it's an Excel file. Open it up, please.
An excellent
And
file.
is the NIMS giant owl, or I'm not sure what it was, but giant bird with us, or no?
No, the Takasi is not with you.
Okay.
Not yet, at least.
And does anybody have access to polymorph?
That is how Nim turned into a flying Tyrannosaurus. Yes. All right. So it's 5, 10. Okay. So it's 30 miles,
Not
basically
currently.
from the post, the outpost that you're at, back to Gallows to was it Gallows Fend?
Mm-hmm.
No, wasn't. Yeah, Gallows Fend. Yes. I was like, gallows. No, there's another word there. And so when you fly, you can move 60 feet. If you're double moving, you're moving 120 feet. That's in a round. So in a minute, you can do that 10 times. So you're moving 1,200 feet in a minute, correct? Like,
Is
so
it
if
about a
my
mile?
math is right, right? And a mile is 3,500 feet, give or take.
So a 3-minute mile?
So a 3-minute mile, and that would mean you could
3 times
travel
30?
3 times 30. Yep.
90? An hour and a half.
I can cast it up to 5 hours and 20 minutes.
I just imagine Savannis is looking at you going, "Where the fuck was this when we started? We could have
Well,
just
no,
floated
I'm
here and I wouldn't be exhausted."
curious how long does or maybe I'm looking at Fly in Legacy. Are you looking at new Fly or old Fly?
So I'm extending spell.
Oh, okay, got it. Gotcha.
I make
Just
magic my bitch. That's how it works.
so to be clear, in one round you will travel 1,200 feet, right? So far this is adding up, right? 1,200 feet, and then
In 3 rounds, we will have traveled a mile.
right, and you've got 30 miles to go.
I really like the math that you guys are doing, but it's not correct.
So help me.
Really? I really like that hour and a half. I had him there.
Wait, dude, we're gonna be there in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
'Cause
so
we're in one round.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking minute. 1 minute. I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
hold on. All right.
1
Let
minute,
me
1,200 feet.
all right.
Rounds, we travel a mile. It's like, okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
hold on. So
it's
We're all
60
Sebastian.
feet in 6
No, 3
seconds,
minutes.
right?
in 1
It's a
minute,
3-minute mile.
in 1 minute, you would travel 1,200 feet, and in 3 minutes, you would travel approximately a mile.
Right.
And if it's 30 miles, 30 times 3 minutes is 90 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then
An
90
hour and a
minutes
half.
is an hour and a half. And so
Yep.
if you could maintain the spell that long, that would be 2 additional Constitution saves because you've gone for another hour and a half.
Gotcha.
It's already been 8 hours.
Now, if we
You're
are
actually in the
flying,
9.5 hours at this point, I think.
if we're flying magically,
But it's been, well, in that case, it would only be one. Because if it's 9.5, we already definitely took that other one for the half hour. That's where
Wh-
Savannis
wh-
got double tired.
What I'm what I'm saying is when you hit the 9th hour, that was the one that was the first fail, and then when you hit into the half hour, that was the second. And if you're traveling for an hour and a half, that would trigger 2 more checks.
Why,
the next half hour, and then
because that half hour that triggered one check, that should be added onto the first half hour, and then we only
Hang
have 1 hour after that.
yeah.
Hang on, I just because I rounded down, and I don't want to shortchange this. because you're right. If it's exactly that, then yes.
Yeah, because like
Yeah, because it's 1 an hour, right?
Okay, hold on.
if it's every hour and then it's just like, oh, you got an extra minute and that triggers it, fine.
So remember how remember how I said there's 3,500 feet in a mile? I was wrong. There's 5,280
Yeah, I'm
feet
getting
in a mile.
6.8 miles per hour on fly.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
like
30 divided by 6.8.
kilometers.
Just to give some more numbers. All right, so if
30 divided by
if that's
6.8.
so if that's the case, what you guys could do is you could push yourselves to get at least to another outpost. But remember that when you rest for 8 hours, you're only shaving off one level of exhaustion. So maybe it just makes sense to try.
So it's
one level, but it's resetting the whole check.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Like so, much the same as after the drinking contest on Saturday night's game. Like the next morning, you lose a level, you keep the effects,
But we also get all
but
my
you're up again.
charges of flyback and all the other spells.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm just saying that you potentially have a safe, warm place to rest here if you wanted to.
and if we don't, we have a 4.5 hour trip ahead of us flying. Does
If
that
if
math?
if, if that's what the
Is 6.8 miles per hour divided by 30 miles to go gives me 4.4117.
all right, so at which point you're probably looking at like no, I don't think that's right, but you're looking at probably four more checks that are going to have some
Okay.
problems, some
Now,
potential problems, right?
so what happens if we are flying magically and somebody fails a con save? Does that necessarily mean that they drop out of the sky?
It does if it reduces their speed to 0
Okay,
or they die.
gotcha.
And and
And at
I feel like the death would be the bigger issue as opposed to the fall.
it's fair. It's fair. Like let's say Moruk dies and
It's
he's
like, oh, what
extending
was the
spells.
landing? Nope, it was the death.
It was definitely the death. I mean, the landing didn't help. It definitely didn't help.
so we have 4 checks we have to get through,
Put back together, but
and if
Well,
Sylvanus fails 3 of them, his speed becomes to 0. Correct?
mhm.
And I die.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's depending on how far off the ground you're flying and how fast. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, into snow. I mean, so snuff.
if you're
Um,
moving, if you're moving at like a mile, like at the speed you're going to be
6.8
moving at, and you
miles
face
an
plant
hour.
into the ground, good
A
luck.
moped goes a lot faster.
but he
Um,
be face
It
we
wouldn't
could
be.
He would be face planting into snow when that's soft.
we
Yeah,
could
but
tie
how
him
high
to
up are
one
we
of us.
There is
flying?
snow
It's not
outside
like
my
we're
house
up
right now that is not
5 feet
stopped.
off the
I'm just saying.
ground.
We could tie him to 2 of us.
So
Okay, just also remember that like whatever level of exhaustion you have tomorrow, those effects will still be holding sway.
That's
And if
fine
you're
as
gonna
long as we get to where we need to get to.
if you're doing stuff that could really tweak your plans too, that's all.
We really just need to get this information to the people.
So
I don't know that that's true, but okay, all right.
no, we put
Um,
in the time. We were told to be on schedule.
Our leave was approved for sure.
I mean, I feel like resting after we relay the information is right, but then we're supposed to hit that other spot, and we're supposed to hit that other spot after this.
I thought this was the last one.
So
No,
no. So
like
the
we're supposed to
idea
go to other
was
towns or kingdoms or something.
so Dashkaban
Yep.
and Lady Tamor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
we're supposed to get those
whatever you guys
people.
found out, potentially you were gonna need to try to help deliver that information as Gallows Fen continues to get ready for the inevitable arrival of Steppengard and his forces.
So it's not Gallows Fend that actually needs that information. It's Timor and Dashkaban that need that information.
So
Or
Gallo had
everybody.
Gallo had said that they both were considered friendly and would lend help, but they needed concrete proof of the Regessian threat in order to act against their king.
Okay.
like directly against their king, and you have that proof in your hands right now.
Okay, and it's Gallows Fend that is 30 miles away?
Yes.
Okay.
There was an outpost every 5 miles, and you guys traveled to each of them, and each of them was fine until you got to the last one and dealt with what you just dealt with.
Is there a way for
Spectacularly
us
with flying and
to
things.
get a message to anybody have, like, messaging or anything like that? Getting a message to these folks? Because then maybe they could meet us at Gallows Fend?
I'm still on a limited plan. I only have talk, but I have nights and weekends.
Okay.
I got friends and family.
Switch to
Oh,
T-Mobile,
man.
man.
That's true. I'm in a lonely bar.
That's rough. That is rough.
That's harsh.
I got magic.
That is what I was thinking too, and it's like, hey, wizard sorcerer, come on, go be mean to magic again. Go.
He's,
I
he's
mean,
like,
I can. I have magic mouth. We can send a 25-word letter. That's it.
Perfect.
hey, you guys.
You gotta tweet
Definitely
it.
do it in 25 words.
Yeah, pretty sure that's the limit on it. Let me
I
check.
mean, we
I
could
think you're
supply
right.
them with
It's either 20 or 25, but you're right.
I think it's 25. We could supply them with all the details that they need, but we just need them to meet us at Gallows Fend
Hyphenate every word.
and prepare
Perfect.
for defense. Like,
Yeah, could we like? Are we thinking that we would send the message to the ones you were just asking about, Dash Kavan and
Yeah.
Timo, and
yeah, that's what I was thinking. To save that trip.
and then we go to Gallows Fend.
Yeah. And then present to everybody. And hopefully Dashkoban and Timor will come prepared to defend.
I
We
have.
can, we
I
can
have
have this message on repeat for over 10 minutes. Or for 10 minutes exactly.
So I don't
So,
think you can. Can you
in the
guys
future.
message someone you don't know?
If you have their number.
Ricky, don't you lose
I mean,
my
didn't we
number?
meet these people at
No, you met their proxies.
okay, so we can tell their proxies if we need to know these
But
people,
they're-
we can
But their proxies are probably still in Bresk.
oh. Oh, I thought everybody deemed out from Bresk.
Like people. Good.
Where's Dash Kavan and all of these other things that we're talking about?
Yeah, let's do
that
this.
Jen's talking about sending a message to.
Let's let me pull up the map so that we
They're
can.
on the northeast. West.
We are.
They're directly adjacent to Gallows Fend. One is to
Yep.
the right, and one is to the left.
One is basically to the northeast, and one of
Yeah.
them is. No, why
South.
didn't you do it? God
West.
damn it. Oh, that's why. Because this program wanted to jump in and have a party. All right, good.
Hey, program.
Hey.
Uh,
All right.
as long
So
as I have a third level spell at the end of every like battle at like a fort, we can leave a message and we can say, "You just got robbed, nerd," and then an air horn constantly for 10 minutes. Just
all right, Lady.
we leave
Lady
that at
Timora.
every fort. It's our calling card. Yeah, and we actually say it out like that. We do it like Tom every time.
That's only 4 words.
We have an air horn like soundboard, and Tom still manually does it every time. So that's what we're gonna do. How do you spell that? Does that count as a word?
Blah blah blah. I
That's a
think
word.
that's pretty good. I would have gone with BWAH, but yeah, it needs in there. That's cool.
That's too Waluigi for it.
All right. Wah. All right. So Timor is up here, sort of northeast. And you had been told that the only shit.
The
No, you
Kingdom
should.
of Basin.
Don't worry.
What's
That happens all the time.
like the flag is on this. No, the flag is over there, so everybody should be here. Try it again.
No.
Go like this.
Back in the tower.
Yes.
Back at the Kingdom of Dason.
All right. You guys are on the Kingdom of Dason now?
I am.
I see. Yeah, the map, the big map.
Yeah, that's where you guys should be.
You're not in the
Sounds
club.
like a you problem.
And you were the one who asked the question, so that's why you're not. Because you're the one who needs to know this right now.
So basically, you'll remember that I think Gallo had said during your meeting that I
Wow.
don't know.
Sounds like you went to the wrong one.
No, I was literally looking at the tower, and then I refreshed.
This is Tom's way of being passive aggressive.
You know what? If I could take credit for this, I would. I have no control of this.
Probably
Zero.
because you refreshed it and went to the last instance of editor, which would have been probably you editing pirates.
All right. I can see you're back in, Kevin. Can you see the Dason map? All right, cool.
Yes.
So basically you guys are out here waiting to come back. And so this was to get to Lady Timor's castle, you would have to go climb the glass keel cliffs and get to her kind of citadel. She is a spellcaster and has sort of, it's not like the Lyceum, but it's what she's garnered to have like almost like a school of magic kind of thing. And then Dashkaban is this way, that either you can go through the Pitchwood Forest to then get to the center of Dashkaban, or you can go around the Pitchwood Forest to then get to the main city in Dashkaban. You guys, when you came from Bresk, got to the Pitchwood, had some thoughts about it. Then there were some issues with like the horseshoes that you
Mud.
had on. Because when you got off of the ice and went into the mud that was here, it was starting to f things up. So you ended up going up along the Nasham River. And for everybody is anticipating that Steppengard and whatever forces he's mustered will be marching up the same way you guys did, coming along the Nasham River. Gallo is not going to try to, I think he probably said that. If he didn't, I will let you know that he's not going to try to harry the king before he gets to Gallows Fen, because he doesn't want to allow Steppengard to potentially use that against, like, to send word that like Gallo is fighting him as he's marching, because that might rally other of the kingdoms to the king's side instead of his. So his goal was to try to decisively end the battle quickly in Gallows Fend against Steppengard, and then potentially turn this into some sort of like parlay where it's like, listen, you're still the king, you've kind of fucked up and lost your mind. That's that. Also, the paperwork that you have clearly refers to something as the madness,
Mhm.
and I don't think anybody knows what that is.
Is this an option?
No. The reason I say that is the reason that the Elite Gap is such a pivotal place, and Gallows Fend is where it is because it's the only safe passage route through the mountains in the wintertime. Everything else is like treacherous crevasses, like ice scapes and avalanche territory and everything, and that's why Dassen has remained relatively safe from northern aggressors, because the only way they can come through is this Elite Gap that you guys are in right now.
Yeah, I feel like we just really need to save some time. And that 25-word message, the talking mouth thing, that works. Like, we can send that away from us. Like, we can send that to Dashkaban. We can send that to Timor.
I think you need to know who the person is. I don't think you can just send it to them. And then what is the range on the spell, like for the sending?
TJ's gone.
He was like, fuck this, I don't want to do it.
I'm
What was
out.
it? How you're calculating how long to more?
No, how far can you send that message? And do
Uh,
you have to know
it's
the person
it.
you're sending the message to?
I cast it on a physical object, so the message would need to get to them. I don't think it transports. It's something that we like leave,
Leave
or we
behind.
like, yeah.
Got it. Okay. So that won't work for this.
You guys do remember that? What the hell was his name? Who was the dude that you guys left Sequin with? Begins with a B.
He's supposed to be catching up with us.
No. That's Hold on. So, yes. So
They said
um,
around.
his name was Heritage, and that was the dwarf that was supposed to be catching up with you at some point. The dude I'm talking about is Balin, the
Mhm.
guy that came from Sequin with you. He has sending and may be able to send messages like that. He could send it back to Sequin. Remember that the word was like good news can wait, bad news can't. And so he had the ability to send messages back to Sequin if necessary. So he may, and also he's been a member of the kind of uh, Dason court for a while, so he might be a person that could send these messages as well.
Okay.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic community, yes.
And do these towers have carrier pigeons or
They,
messaging?
they do
pigeons?
not. They had a Dractyl, but you guys killed that.
No. I mean, like
Take it
our,
back. Nim killed that, but yes.
our people, like not the current tower we're on, but if we go to the next tower that hasn't been invaded, do they have any way to send messages or no?
Not that you're aware of. The only way, so the way that the towers were, the outposts work. Yeah, well, so we had kind of talked about that, but what they basically did was they would have a series of riders that would go between the outposts if necessary, which was why they kept giving you fresh horses at each one of them. They would like take the ones that you had ridden to the point of exhaustion and then trade them up or trade them out.
Okay. Okay. So it seems like our only option to get a message out fast is hook back up with Balin. Maybe then we travel until we hook back up with Balin. Because essentially, to save time, we just need that. We have the evidence that they need. We need Dashkaban and Timor just to meet us at Gallows Bend.
and and that may require further actions to show them proof effectively, but for right now you're 100% right. Is getting this information back to Gallows Fend and then deciding what to do next, or you know debating what it is that you want to do next is up to you. I guess the question is, do you rest and then push yourselves like you did today again tomorrow, or do you attempt flying right now with some potentially bad circumstances that carry on for several days?
Balin is behind us, but he's in this pass, correct?
He no, he is in Gallows Fend right
He is
now.
in Gallows
Yes,
Fend.
he stayed behind with Gallo because uh, uh,
Hermione is the one with us, but he's catching up.
heritage. But yes,
Okay. Hermione.
definitely not.
Um,
Definitely a dude that kind of liked you guys, but I don't think he'd appreciate that.
well, luckily he's not here and doesn't know. Okay.
How meta is he?
Yeah.
Not yet. He's not there yet. He's not there yet.
So I'm thinking that we should rest up here, wait for Heritage to catch up with us, fill him in on what's going on, let him in, and rest up. And then I think because this would
Rest up for 8 hours. An 8 hour sleep.
I think we want to get to Timor, and I think that would be the best way would be to fly, and then hope that she has sorcerers who might be able to teleport us either here or here, so that we can really get this going, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like get evidence in.
So you want to take the route I already pointed out, and you want to fly it.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, somebody would definitely die if they fell. And that way.
Well,
Just
it's
know
Someone
that.
would definitely die.
Yeah, they're definitely dying.
con saves.
Um,
The other, yes, the other thing to,
but at Gallows Fend, we also have somebody who can
you have a
send
house.
a message.
You have a house.
But would they be able to move on just a message?
I mean,
Would they have to see the evidence?
we have a yeah. I mean, we could show them the evidence, or we could tell them that we have the evidence, or we could tell them what evidence we have.
I think just because it's a good point to kind of show it. Um, I'm going to show you guys. This may show up in the journal, or maybe it'll show up right here. I can never remember when I do this where it goes. But this is what Lady Timor and Lord Dashkaban look like.
They don't look very trusting.
That's something to consider. Just something to consider.
I mean, because
I mean, they look like the greatest couple to invite to a party. I'm just saying.
yeah, 100%. I mean, that beard, that hair. But I mean, we could. um, even if we went to Gallows Fend, we go to Gallows Fend, we get a message out to Dashkaban. Say and Timor. Say Timor decides to come, and Dashkaban needs more. Then at least we know, okay, let's go to Dashkaban. Or vice versa. Or I don't know. I just feel like trying to figure out a way that we don't have to actually physically trek and go to these places. It just saves a whole lot of fucking time if they just get to Gallows Fend. And we
One
have
thing.
somebody like a bard who's super charismatic.
So one thing, or maybe two things to consider is one.
Mhm.
Yep, I've been aboard the whole time. I don't know why you didn't. There's the first is that in the day or so that you've been gone, who knows what's happened. And then the second thing to consider is, like from a metagaming standpoint, I told you guys that your actions in Bresk and those really successful checks that you rolled to sway the proxies has
Mhm.
bought you some time. So I'm not saying, you can just like piss off and do whatever you want, but yeah, exactly. Take that week that you're owed off, but you also could make sure that you're playing it safe with regards to not pushing yourselves to the point that like you're no use to anybody. I'm just saying that like that whole flying plan is really cool, and if everyone makes the checks, that's great. But if they don't, you're looking at multiple days of not being your best, and if shit happens, whether in Gallows Fend or anywhere, and you're
Mhm.
rolling disadvantage on shit or your
Right.
speed's halved or whatever, all this shit just adds up. So just things to think about.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm thinking, you know, do the
Rest.
plan of flying, but rest up first so that we can just make a straight trip to Timor. I feel like that's going to be the hearing the fact that she's a spellcaster and that she has all these, this spell knowledge school
Mhm.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I feel
You
like
might
that's
save
going to
us
be
some
a lot
time.
more. When it's Regesia, ooh, when I get back, does what's her face? Did she have a mask?
She definitely did. This one,
She
unfortunately,
doesn't anymore.
well, I mean, she definitely doesn't have anything anymore. She did, but this one unfortunately does not radiate any magic.
It's okay. I can only wear one at a time.
Well, keep this one in the backpack then, right? Like keep the other ones that give stuff, but yeah.
Oh, they're all in here.
What
I'll
mask
be
do I
right
wear
back.
today?
Or any cool things like that.
Honestly, all of these guys were traveling super super light, and I don't think that there's no treasure listed for any of them. So I don't think so. I will.
Not even the dragon rider. Nothing on that guy.
Hang on. Let me go back and I'll double check just in case. The Dractyl was shockingly not carrying any gear. I know. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Hmm, yeah, the dragon was carrying something. Um, and I'm gonna need some crafting if you want to take this and do something with it. But the Dractyl had hurling bracers that had been made specifically for it, so that it could pick up rocks and whip them at people. And maybe that's something that either you want to try to craft down so that somebody could pick up a big rock and throw it, or maybe it's something for Takasi at some point, because I know that she doesn't have that.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be grabbed.
I was like, I'll look, and I was like, no, there's something. Hold on. Nothing there. I mean, they have like armor and like standard weapons, nothing crazy there. Um,
Yeah.
like the soldiers don't have anything crazy on them. I mean, if anybody needs a short bow or a crossbow, you could definitely say that you grab one. Corona does have. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I think at some point we'll just all kind of grab some of those.
Right.
We've definitely gathered some over time. So next time, if it's just like, oh, I don't have a short bow, it's like you do have a short
You
bow.
do. You definitely do. Yeah. Corona has an Inquisitor's mask, but um, she doesn't have. Yeah, just I don't know if I did this or not, but Krona is a hulking, hairy orc woman covered with rough hide armor and numerous magical charms strapped to cords. Magical meaning like fetishes, like a chicken foot or like a newt's eye or whatever. Just like, yep. Um, and wearing a jaggedly curved claw on their right hand. That's one of those like bear claw weapons.
Yep.
Uh, it's not better than any of the well, it's not better than any of the ones that you've seen before. That's all I'm saying. However, it, i- in the duffel bag, you discovered that she had an eerily beautiful mask that was half obsidian and half ivory, so one half black, one half white, that had slots only for the eyes and the bottom of the mouth. So it's just like I'm imagining it.
Spider-Man mask, but half.
Well, yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking like one of those the happy sad masks that you see in theaters, but like just the eye holes and then the bottom of the mouth. So it's almost like I forget who the character was who had one of these, but it's like if Iron Man didn't have the bottom of his helmet on, like the sides come down and then there's like just there. So yeah, but you find that as well. Um, did the Dragon Rider have anything? The dragon rider, because you're over there, had 2 potions of healing. They're just basic potions of healing, but that's there. And then I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
It was an interesting group, but as far as like gear goes, they didn't have like they were a raiding party, not like not the actual like army coming in to take things over. So, all right. Well, let's do this. You guys can rest as long as that's the plan. So give yourself the long rest.
And that's the
I'm gonna.
plan.
All right.
Everybody
Everybody's
cool?
everyone's down. Yeah, everyone's down with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody take a long rest. Maybe about 2 or 3 hours into the rest, there's a knock on the front door of the keep, and a
What's
voice
the
going,
password?
Hello? Did you guys make it? Is everything okay? It looks like the torch is burnt out up front. Hello? It's Heritage. So Heritage comes in with like one fresh horse and is like, "Holy shit, what happened here?" And I'm assuming you guys fill him in.
Oh, I fill them in.
You shove him in the hole in the floor. You're like, you sleep in the basement crawl space, dwarf. Um, and so, yeah, you guys wake up the next morning and are good to go. You again, your options are you could the horses that you rode up here on are are rested so that you could do what you did yesterday. Um, Unfortunately, if you travel back that way, it's going to be a series of checks again. You could fly if you want. Um, Heritage offers to either try to bring the horses back at his own pace, or if you want to have him fly, he can fly too. But he definitely would want to stop at the next outpost to let them know that there were horses and things to be sort of collected and remanned at this outpost.
I'm wondering if we send him off back that way to deliver information. We have a couple things. We've got the duffel bag and the backpack. We've got orders. So, the backpack with orders, dresser with propaganda of Regesia. So I don't know if we send him back with the propaganda or something, or whatever. I think we want to keep the orders and head to Timor to meet with her. Was the original plan, at least, and then he can get over that way.
He will gladly say, I'll head back to the outpost to let them know, and then we can deal with the process of making sure that we have personnel back here to sort of help defend. But
Like if maybe if he can do that and then make his way back to Gallows Fend, I don't
I,
know if that would be a problem for him.
no, like so he's happy to take that on. But what he will suggest is the following: is that the he kind of looks around the room at everybody and he goes, "All right, are any of you royals? You don't look like royals. Please don't take that against me if you are, but you don't look like royals. My only
Well,
concern with you."
we haven't gotten to the episode where that's the big reveal yet. So
All right, all right, all right. Well, it just my only concern is this: you came here on a mission from Gallo, Lord Gallo himself, and you got what he asked for. If you were to take that and bring it to another lord or lady, and you didn't have something that specifically said that you were from Gallo, there's a good chance that they're not going to believe you. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't convince them. I'm just saying it might be an additional problem you got to think about because
Mm.
the Royals kind of only talk to the Royals, and if you're not a Royal, no matter what you are doing, they may not give you the time of day. And I would hate to delay a process more. Now, I'm not saying you can't be persuasive. I'm sure that guy over there with the loot is probably really good. I am not a bard. He looks like a bard. But just just something to think about. Um, Again, you guys have done like thank you very much. And I'm although I mourn those who have fallen, um, Desson already owes you a great deal for what you've accomplished.
Mm.
You know that when you came to Bresk, you basically had like a letter of marque that you brought with from the Lyceum that meant nothing when you got to Bresk. So having some sort of decree or something from Gallo himself might be the way to get you in the front door to one of these places.
So, are we thinking that we'd have to go back to Gallo anyway to get some sort of? And we didn't get anything like that. Wait, didn't we get something?
We had a letter or something that we were showing to each outpost.
That is true. You did have a letter that you were showing, but it was a letter from Gallo for this specific mission of fact finding. what you're kind of saying is that that would be enough to convince another royal of the authenticity of what you're doing, as opposed to a letter from Gallo that says specifically, these are people who have discovered a Regessian plot. You need to look at this evidence to believe me. I mean, is it bureaucratic bullshit? Yes. But are these rival kingdoms effectively? Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, Savenus, amazing loot solo. Crushed it.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something where we're gonna have to go back anyway, then I think maybe have him have Heimdall go to.
Any name but his name.
No, I've said his name. I just forget it every time.
Hamish.
Hamish, yeah.
Hamwich.
Ham sandwich?
Maybe send him along the path so that he can stop at the outpost and get things set up. If it feels like we might have to go back to Gallows Bend anyway, it might make sense to fly.
Yep.
And get like, hey, check out what we found.
Yep.
I mean, if you guys do the flying thing, you'll be there in half the time, basically.
Right. So.
Yep.
That's definitely gonna be the plan. Is to fly.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's just a matter of where to at this point.
Do it.
I think just for like a way to clarify on this, 100%. If you go back to Gallows Fend, Gallo will likely give you something that identifies you and your information as being authentic. If you were to try to fly to Lady Timor's castle, you could potentially do it. It's just whether or not you can convince and get an audience with Lady Timor to then present that evidence is a question mark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just do it by the script then. Let's let Heritage go back, do what he needs to do at the outpost, set that up. Let's just fly back to Gallows Fend, and we will be required to make. Or do we have to do con checks now because we slept for 8 hours, or we?
No, you don't. And
Okay.
in fact, I'm not going to make you guys go through all the checks that you did to get out here.
Okay.
And actually, the weather has cleared, and provided that everybody makes it back in one piece, which I assume that you will, you're able to make it back. But it's been another. Wait, are you flying or are you riding? You're flying, right?
Flying.
Yeah, then I'm not gonna. You guys don't have to handle animal because you're flying. You guys don't have to pick your way through. You're just following the same trail that you followed yesterday, but this time flying, and you guys can make it back. Hell, you could stop and have like a little lunch party if you wanted to, but
Not necessary. It's only 4 hours.
some people get peckish. I'm just saying. So, all right, you guys make it back to Gallows Fend. Returning with the evidence about Leska's forces, remembering that Leska is the new, basically like Grand Inquisitor that has taken over the Regessian Empire since Coltung disappeared. And the evidence is very clear that Regessians are going to invade imminently, and that they are the reason for this like elongated cold snap that has frozen the Nasham River and has sort of sealed up the Elite Gap for the time being. As you guys come back, if you do have any wounds, chaplains tend to them. In fact, I'm going to say that through some curative spells, anybody who has any lasting I can't think of the word.
Exhaustion.
Thank you. Exhaustion levels are removed. So, Savenus, you're back.
Ooh.
You're back to good.
Yay! That was much rejoicing.
However, as yeah, everyone's like, ah, Sir Robin. As all of this is happening, you guys do notice that immediately your horses are kind of like brought off to the side, and then more horses are brought out for some reason. You are all ushered inside like a conference chamber. Actually, you guys had seen this room before. It's the War Council room that you were in the morning you departed for the Elite Gap, with that like big table or big several tables that are pushed together with like the map of all of Dassin, and that classic like all the little battalion forces are being pushed around with those long sticks with little flats at the end of them. Um, so Duke Gallo and assortment of his commanders are in this room. They're looking at this map, and they're all discussing ways to potentially slow down Stepping Guard's advance. Somebody suggests an idea that you guys might have stumbled upon earlier on your adventure, and that being that just south of the Pitchwood, which is where the Pitchlings live, that you guys had heard about, there is a small town called Pitchward Burg, um, and it lies on the banks of the Nasham River, right on the outskirts of the Pitchwood. And this particular person is saying that if they could convince those inhabitants to spread this year's harvest of pitch over the river and ignite it, it would melt the river and slow down Stepping Guard's forces. However, it would potentially be financially devastating for the people of Pitchwood. Um, as that guy kind of makes that statement, he turns and he sees all of you, and he looks concerned, but he's also very interested. And I assume at this point, if anybody wants to fill him in, you can, or you can just like we can just pass over this and say you tell him everything, like however you want to handle it.
What are we telling him? I don't remember anything about, like, we started to walk towards the Pitchwood. We never went into the Pitchwood.
I'm sorry, I just meant informing him of what you've discovered at the outpost in the Elite Camp.
Oh, okay.
If you want to just say you tell him everything, that's fine. I just didn't know if anybody wanted an RP moment to kind of go off for a sec.
Got it.
What the hell happened to the Pitchwood? What was this? Yeah, no. So
where the fuck was I?
all right. So before Savanus can jump in and sing a song, you fill in Gallo um about what you discovered, the paperwork, etc. Maybe you show him the severed head that you nunchucked, just as a bit of bravado.
I make a mask out of it for Nim, finding out,
Gross!
discovering that she
Gross!
really likes masks.
I'm just gonna cut this face off its face. Don't worry, but don't look. Don't look. It's gonna be gross. So
The masks I'm grabbing are all the Regessian ones, but
yeah, the masks you're
I'm
grabbing
not
are people's faces. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, oh, she just likes masks.
Mm-hmm.
I
Exactly.
mean,
Then we do something nice for
I
her.
appreciate the sentiment, so
I can see what you're doing. Also, we're sliding into the evil category. Whatever, it's fine. But so as Gallo hears your news and sees the Twilight, it's very Twilight, and sees like the evidence that you brought back. Yeah. Woo, um, he wants to work with you guys to figure out how to activate the mutual defense pacts that he has with Dashkaban and Timor. Effectively, the three of them are kind of like NATO for the northern end of Dassin, right? Like when one of them is threatened because like foreign invaders come in, they have written these kind of like treaties of agreement that they will support each other no matter what the rest of the country is doing. And again, this kind of maybe highlights how interwoven each of the various smaller kingdoms are with each other, right? Like they've learned over the centuries just how connected they are, and they've made these like concordant pacts with each other for various scenarios as they come up. Um, Gallo basically says that the best chance of success is that if you could escort his proxy, um, McKesson, not Irish, but his name sounds like McKesson, Makhesson, McKesson, first to Lord Dashkaban and then to Lady Timor, um, and potentially stopping along the way to convince the folks in Pitchwood to melt the river, um, that might be the best case scenario. Now, you guys don't have to take Mechassim with you. However, he does give having him in your party, which also makes him somebody that could get killed and die. He does bring a +8 to persuasion check, has specific knowledge as to the etiquette of dealing with both the Dashkaban court and the Tamorian court.
Bring and we'll make it look like we're helping him out.
We're doing you a favor, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not a favor for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring the rookie.
Providing protection.
Yeah, that's Zachary.
You owe us.
Mhm.
By the way, quick question.
Honestly, that's kind of true.
Well, no, for
Our
sure.
fault.
What makes it
Well,
believable?
well,
Like,
quick,
kind of, but you know.
quick thing, because I don't know if I did this, and if I didn't do it, I need to do it right now for sure.
Do it.
When he sent you out to the Elite Gap, one of the things that he did was he presented you guys with several things. One of them was a cash award for coming
No,
to your aid. So
he didn't
e-
do that.
everybody gets 2,000 gold.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
However, it's 2,000 gold in a notes payable note.
Uh,
However, that money is that paper is considered as good as gold anywhere in Gallo or the connected kingdoms.
uh-huh.
So Regesia
No, that's an empire, and no,
connected.
not there. It's well, is it? There's a mountain pass, but yeah, no. Oh, well, hey, how about this?
I'm sorry, Timor. Yeah, that's real connected. There's a
River,
river and mountain.
no, wait, just cliffs, just cliffs. That's all. Just cliffs. That's it.
Oh
Just
yeah,
cliffies.
that's the first thing. This is not a river. This is just blue. This is just blue land. You know.
I wasn't denying the existence of a river. All right. However, you that is something that's there that I think when we were going over there was so much that I did not mention that, and I wanted to make sure that we did cover that because you guys actually would have received an even greater award or reward, I should say, if you had managed to get Ginnis, his imprisoned proxy, out of jail in Bresk. Ginnis is also the person who his son gave you a note to give to his dad before you left Sequin.
Yeah, that was the scared mage or whatever.
Yep.
Then the all right. So two quick questions. I forget if I remember the second one. The first question is: does everyone want to keep track of their own gold, or do we want me to have? I can just put it on this, and now we have 8,000 gold.
Oh, because he said each of us got 2,000. I just put 2,000 on my
Okay.
bank. And is that also two? Is that also 2,000? Is it also?
I'm not currently keeping track of mine.
Is it also 2,000 for Chris's character and Michael's character?
I would say yes, but let's not mark it down yet. Let's or Kevin, if you want to just put like an
Right.
asterisk next to like
Yeah. Pop
4,000,
those in there.
like it's there if they play if they come back and they play, because I don't want to deny them that, but it was specifically for their characters. So if they're not here,
Okay.
it's not there.
It's not even gold, right? So
It's a
not even
promissory note.
payable,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
it's something where it's like we're gonna have to spend it here. It's like a gift card to Gallows Fen.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're not wrong. Like it's funny because you're not wrong, but it is monies payable. Like the lands of Tamor and the lands of Dashkaban will honor that thing as well. So if there's a mechanism to use money um, in those areas, they would 100% recognize that as basically like currency.
Okay. So I'm wondering if so when I stepped away for a second, did we decide? Because I know we came to Gallows Fend, obviously, because that's where we are now. Are we heading
He Gallo basically laid out a potential. Yeah, he laid out a course of action where he said, take McKeeson and then travel first to Dashkaban, then to Lady Timor, with the idea of potentially stopping either in the Pitchwood or at Pitchwood Berg to enact that kind of like burning of the Nasham River plan. The easiest way, just to put it on the map, the easiest way to do that um, would be to go through the Pitchwood to then get to um, Pitchwood Berg. No, well, you'd be in Dashkaban at that point, but like go through the Pitchwood to get to Pitchwood Berg, which is basically here, to then travel on to the center of Dashkaban, where like I forget what it's called, like Dashkaban City, whatever it is. It's the castle of Dashkaban, but like Bresk. It's got a name. I just don't have it in front of me. Um, or you guys could say, "Fuck the pitchlings. We don't want to deal with them. Come around this way, and then like route over to talk, and then come back." But that's a lot of travel. Or you could just say, "I'm not dealing with the pitch, like the whole pitch thing, and just go right to the castle." It's up to you.
It's where the army's coming, so
The army is coming up the Nasham River. You are going to assume, and again, I know that that's a bad term, but you're going to assume that if part of the plan is to potentially get the Pittsburgh citizens here to throw their crop on the river and burn it, that maybe the Stepping Guards forces haven't gotten there yet. But I mean, one of the other things to consider too is that like if the soldiers get right here and see this area is all burnt and there's a village that makes pitch right here, they may get slaughtered. Just saying. So
The village may get slaughtered.
if the village burned the river and stops the progression of the Stepping Guard soldiers, is Stepping Guard going to lay out some sort of martial law shit right there? Because who else burnt the river? Because north of it, it's frozen.
I mean, it could have
South
been
of
an
it, it's frozen.
accident.
Could have been an accident.
Nuclear
Like,
power plant goes down. You know what I mean? Chernobyl
listen,
happened.
I think you're throwing out the let's like let live and let live. You guys saw what the Talon soldiers were doing already to people. So
Yeah. And I had a question
mhm.
about something. Oh yeah. So if we do decide to go to Pitchwoodburg, is McKeeson, because McKeeson had said that they would obviously be at a financial detriment if they use their pitch to burn the river. Is he bringing something to help them financially, or
them to
I mean just to pay them off? Like if we're literally, Gallows Fend is essentially buying this pitch and asking them to use it for this cause, so Gallows
S-
Fend would have to
So
pay for it.
especially where you said the risk of
hmm.
Yeah.
people
It-
getting slaughtered for it.
it's a it's a good question. Gallo thinks about it and he says, "Yeah, they're not mine. They're actually in Dashkaban, so fuck them." No, he goes, if you can convince them or anyone to take part in this, use whatever means you can to convince them, and I can try to reward you for it when you come back.
What? We're not looking. I'm not saying. Will you pay them for their pitch? Is that like? Can you agree to whatever cost that they decide to charge for that?
He again he says, figure out what they want, and if you can give it to them, I will make sure that it's covered.
This dude is asking us to front the money after he just gave us 2,000 gold each.
Well, he gave you a promissory note.
Right. A promissory
Not
note.
even. Well,
Not even
He gave you an IOU, is what he gave you.
Yeah.
he gave us, the Gallo Fen currency.
Yeah,
Like,
the
It's
GFIOU.
not even their currency. Their currency is gold. He gave us a promissory note.
right, but like, currency that you can use in the Gallows Fend area restaurants in the Gallows Fend family.
It's like my money's all like tied up right now with the Gallows Friend restaurant that I'm trying to open. So like, here's another note. It's cool. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Also, uh, I'm just saying that when you guys were first traveling up the Nasham River, one of the things that you totally wanted to check out because you got very excited
Was
about
the
it
Pitchwood?
was the Pitchwood and the
Yeah,
Pitchlings.
that was
And
me.
this is potentially an opportunity to go deal with them too. So up to
Totally.
you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're little fuckers who like. Do they burn stuff?
They do like fire.
Yeah.
They do. And
Wait,
they
what?
live they live in a forest that literally makes stuff you can burn. So just saying.
Just like I bet you the Thornwood is probably thorny. Just saying.
It's funny. It's super soft. It's just a misnomer. They named it wrong.
You want to know what else is funny? I went to Iceland in the dead of their winter, and not one river was frozen. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, they put antifreeze in them. That's why they're all
Is
yellow.
that what
That's
it
what
is?
happens. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not pee. It's antifreeze.
Uh,
He does also. I think that the other thing to maybe just make clear is that in order to get to Lady Timor's castle, there is a effectively the Glasskill Cliffs, which are what's the best way to put this? It's a half-mile high steel, like a half-mile climb up these vertical cliffs to get to Timor. I'm going to assume that you guys are going to be like, we're cashing in the flying chip for that. But it also is one of the reasons why Dashkaban's maybe the easier one to deal with first, because it's just a horse ride and nobody's going to spend spells or do anything to make that happen.
I mean, I'm still excited about the Pitchwood. I would have no
Just
issues about
excited
going
about the
straight
pitch
through
one.
it.
All right, let's go. That's easy. We found our path.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out. I'm going to use. Oh, wait. Before I do that, Balin is here. Is there anything you wanted Balin to try to do? And 100%, Gallo provides you guys um, a note of mark that basically has his seal on it, and a missive that explains how the evidence that you have found basically demands the engagement of the sort of the treaty that was signed between Dashkaban, Timor, and Gallo to defend the northern border of Dasin against invaders.
And this missive will work for Dashkaban and Timor.
Correct. Yes.
All right, so to the pitch way.
Okay.
Right?
So you guys head off. Oh no, I was just going to say, did you want Balin to send anything back to Sequin,
Yeah,
or
absolutely. Tell them what's going on. Get people involved. Like, I don't know if they can come in without it being a problem, or how we could do that.
Yeah, tell them that Dasin is not a safe place right now.
so Balin,
Madness is still on the
Balin,
kid's
yeah,
mind.
Balin will say he's going to start communicating with Simon
Uh-huh.
and see if he can get any information back and forth, and that when you guys return to Gallo, he will provide any feedback he can.
Okay, yeah, just let them know the situation. If they can do anything to, I don't know if they can send people, maybe not at all. We might be the only thing, but if there's anything that can happen,
Make it
whatever they
happen.
have at their disposal, sort of thing.
He asks if there's anything specific, but so there's a lot right here, right? And so sending messages 20-25 words, not a lot. Like he can only do so many in a day, but he will try to get as much conveyed as possible. Is there anything unusual that has been discovered that you want to make sure that they maybe they ensure as part of these missives.
Yeah.
Make sure he tells my mom I love her. Mm.
I don't know who your mom is, but we'll see.
I'm just kidding. My mom is dead.
Oh God! Oh, how dreadful! Oh, he kind of like
Speak with dead.
he kind of goes, well, write down your notes on this pad, and as he starts to back away, he kind of nudges Moruk, and he says, "It sounds like you've got quite the journey in front of you. Take these, and may they bring you the warmth you so need."
They're
And
marshmallows, aren't they?
he hands you a couple of those
Hot chocolate packet?
those like hot chocolate packets with the little marshmallows in them. He hands them to you.
I have like one tear and I give him a hug.
I found the hot chocolate recipe on YouTube, by the way. The one that you guys are drinking. I found it.
Like I love how there's
It's
this
really
random bond between a player and an NPC over the dumbest shit. I love it. I just absolutely love it. So
I
he's like,
love him.
it's take care of yourself.
Important to me.
Maybe someday we can share another carriage ride through the gentle wind.
Oh my god, guys, get a room.
Yeah, this is it's becoming too much. You're too clingy, man.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just happy memory. All right, good luck. Good journeys.
Definitely
Oh.
mention the madness though in answers to the question.
Okay. How about anything with regards to the fact that it seems that Regessian spellcasters are or something? They didn't sound like Regessian. It sounded like somebody else was controlling the weather in the past.
Yeah, tell them that too.
Yeah, like I thought that was why we were up here. But yeah,
Well,
like it's
well, it just said
definitely
the
not
said
natural.
yeah. The note said our weather mages, but it didn't say our Regessian weather mages. So,
Just said our weather
well,
mages.
no, well, think about what you guys have seen, right? Like you
Right,
saw
exactly.
I
We
know
saw
in
it ourselves.
Sequin.
every time I talk about like you guys when I'm telling Felicia anything about the game, I'm always like my American D&D party.
Of course, of course. Well,
She gets confused.
hold on. I just want to go back to this because it clearly says take the first output, stay put, receiving supply drops every other day. When we learn of the success or failure of madness, our weather mage associates will break the winter over. Yeah,
That's right.
yes, yeah. It's very clearly not Regestian, so that's what I'm
I'm not
saying.
saying that it is Regessian. I'm just saying the way it's just been presented made it seem like they're supposed to say it for everything.
Okay, fair. I just
I go to my work with an American boss, and there are these.
Happy Ger Blackets
then
Day. Yeah, no, I get it. I
then
get it.
we get in trouble.
All right, so you guys travel south. You make good time, and you get to the Pitchwood Forest. Um, the Pitchwood itself is dense with these pitch pines that if you've ever worked with like having to like cut down pine trees, like there's pine trees and then there's pines that when you cut them, it's almost like this syrup flows out of them that is pitch that just sticks on your hands, sticks on everything, and then never comes off. Like you just sit there and scrub and scrape and get it off. And that's what this entire forest is full of. Um, the Pitchwood stretches from the Otdar Mountains with a slight gap between them and itself over to the Nasham River. And basically, they act as a semi permanent uh, border between Gallo and Dashkovin's land. All normal traffic goes around its edge, either in that small pass near the Otdars or the Nasham River, because of a tribe of Fae called Pitchlings who harass anyone that goes through what they consider their woods. Um, I think we already did this, but we might as well do it again. Anyone who wants to can give me a nature check right now.
Ow.
Ooh, nature check.
Ooh. Let's roll the night.
I didn't want to either, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I really don't want to be here doing this.
It's more, nature. It's just like, no. If medicine, some of this thing, animal handling, we're good. That's the part of nature that I like. But where they live, was there anything for that?
No, that's it. He just wanted us to roll the check.
Right. Figure it out on your own.
So what's real fun is I've been talking for like 3 minutes, going, Kevin, are you done? Are you done? And then I start talking. So okay, so so Venice and Obscurity,
Not
you
really.
both
It
know,
wasn't
yeah,
done.
you both. He's still talking. You both know that pitchlings are immune to fire, and that they only speak Sylvan.
Ooh,
Obscurity and Sylvanas, knowing this, you're able to roll one more nature check to maybe know one more point.
okay. Can we each know a different point from one another?
Well, I know nothing.
Sylvanas, you know that everything you just learned was a lie.
Oh, me?
No, no, that's not true. That's not true. And Obscurity, what? Oh, Obscurity. Oh my God.
Okay.
High five.
Oh my God. Does
More like low five.
does anybody speak Sylvan?
I was checking, and I don't think so. Damn it. Wait,
Nope.
Mike,
Well, Venice does.
get back here.
Wait, Sylvanas, do you speak Sylvan?
I speak Elvish, unfortunately. No.
Oh,
All right.
son of a...
So
God,
does
hold on.
anybody
But
have a
hold
does
on.
anybody
I
have a way
can
to
comprehend
speak Sylvan?
languages, I think.
Yeah, but comprehend languages and speak languages, I think, are two different things.
Let me see.
You might have to ask Moruk for some help with this, because you might need some other spells.
For the duration, you can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
You also
Right.
understand any written language that you see.
But you can't speak it in return.
You can write it.
Spell doesn't. No, comprehend languages. Yes.
Yes. So comprehend languages would let you know what they're saying, but if you need to interact with them,
Yeah.
that might be something to ask Moruk for.
Idea was it to
Because I
come
think if Moruk has access to tongues or a spell similar, that might let you do it.
Don't you have some party shit? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Don't you have something?
Look into it.
Party
Get back to us.
You do the thing. Julie, do the thing.
It's not Julie. Julie is one of a kind.
It's fair. It's fair. Okay, whatever Moruk and Sylvanas' Julie is, we got to figure that out. But
No war and blessings say. I don't have tongues, so
didn't you learn like every spell possible?
from 3 and below, every spell there is.
I mean,
3 and below for wizard and sorcerer. Well, wizard.
Level is it? Or is it even?
I thought it was a
I don't know.
third. Apparently not.
Might be
would it have
50
helped if
something.
I had cast enhanced ability on both me and
hold on.
obscurity?
I have a bardic inspiration. Did that get used up our last game?
I don't think so.
No, it did not.
Actually, I also have a heroic inspiration. I'm gonna re-roll that.
All right, I like
And if
it.
I need to, I'll add my
wait.
bardic to it.
I have heroic inspiration.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
right, because you guys answered questions. That's right.
That's right.
You
Oh,
guys were
son of
missing
a-
what I was trying to
Yeah.
do.
Obscurity, really? Jeez.
I'm gonna add an. I'm gonna.
Hold on. Just wait a minute. Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta grab a beer. Hold on.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Which one?
since you guys both rolled ones after I rolled a one, recalling this stuff, and as you start to talk about it, like I'm just distracting you so much.
Yeah.
How much nature is just annoying.
Knowing you, yeah.
And it's just like, oh my god, like the animals are cute. Like I could, whatever. But I mean, this place would look so much better at night when I don't have to see all these stupid branches covered in snow, and then you guys just shut up. We're trying.
Nice.
Trying to pay attention.
Wait,
Oh,
I
okay.
do
Right.
I do have tongues. It's not showing up in the search though.
Nice. There you go.
The hell?
This won't be an
I
epic fail
spelled it
after
right.
T O O U T O N G. Shit. Tonguez.
Maybe because it's legacy, it's not coming up? Or is it just because I don't have it prepared? I think I'm looking at prepared and not like all of mine.
Oh, you were trying to spell tongues?
No,
Is that what's happening?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is happening? I'm really bad at spelling, FYI, so therefore it didn't occur to me. What was
Like, oh yeah,
what was
that sounds like me.
it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
All
what
right.
happens when I try and spell.
And I have no idea what he's trying to spell.
All right. So I see yes.
Pocket trucks?
I see a 5 that turned into an 8 and then a Savennis reroll for an 18.
That 8 is a 14.
Yeah.
A 14. Okay. I'm just going to say this. Savennis, is there any way that you might be able to boost that a little bit? Can you give
Aw.
yourself inspiration?
Actually, well,
Actually,
here's the thing. I can give myself enhance ability, and that would make me have advantage on any of the checks.
I mean, you're so close to knowing something very important.
Would you
I'm
let me throw a guidance his way?
I would
Yeah,
100%
throw a
let you
guidance.
do that. Yes, I would 100% let you do that.
So, all right, cool. So, D4.
All right, roll a d4.
Okay.
By the way, Tom, I do have tongues. I just don't have it prepared.
I knew
No.
you had to have, here's the fun part. You just needed a 1. You just
Okay.
needed a 19. That's why I was like, you are so close right now. All right.
I just poke at you. Hey, I know you told me
You know this.
you were trying to figure this out, but I did want to say that the stupid, like you were saying, those branches are annoying. And then you're like, branches, holy shit, you made me think of this.
I had a thought of another way to maybe make you guys get there, but I don't have to bring it up now. So with a DC 19, you realize that they only speak Sylvan, but you're also, you specifically, Savannis, are aware of a mild defense the pitchlings can use to avoid being ambushed. And that is that if anyone approaches them holding unlit torches, as you ride through the pitchwood, if you get within 100 feet, the pitches will like spontaneously light. Pitchlings like to ambush, and so basically, if you don't want to get tricked or spooked or like surprised, have unlit torches in your hands, and as they light, you know the pitchlings are around you.
Oh.
Now the issue with tongues and speaking to them, I don't know what you want to do with that, but you do now know that semi-critical piece of information.
I really want to make these guys our friends.
What level is that? Is that like 14?
Well, TJ just said that he has it, but he doesn't have it prepared.
No,
Wait, don't you? I'm sorry. Isn't there? Don't you have
Tongue
like
of
a
the sun and the
switch out?
moon or something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
TJ, don't you have like something that allows you to switch out spells or something like that? I thought you had said that you had something like that.
I'm not positive. I might be able to switch out one, possibly. I'd have to look at it. I don't remember.
Well, in that case, maybe at this moment you hear a voice you had heard before that goes, "Hey, baby, we just need to get along. So, I mean, if you want that spell, I'll let you have it. Just let me have one of the other ones. That's all.
Oh yeah. I
Just
to
for
catch you
just
up
just for today. That's all."
Obscurity. I now have schizophrenia, and
Oh, my
it's
aunt has schizophrenia.
and it's this guy. This is the guy. It's this guy
Baby,
talking to me.
she doesn't need to know about us. Don't involve her. It's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying, you could have this spell. I'm just gonna borrow another one. Maybe it's the one you give up. No cards involved this time.
Where did you pick up your friend?
I have no idea.
Oh, really?
I don't know what happened. It was
Will help us help you.
Help me help you.
Baby, we got the same goals in mind. I gotta keep you alive. That's all.
yeah, it's when I disappeared that one time, and now I'm back, and now I have this. No, that's fine. I don't think I've said
All right.
yes once.
You
I
have
don't
not
know if
said
he's
yes
gonna
once.
take it away.
No?
So
Well, you did make a deal on one point when you first showed up.
I didn't. I didn't take that from him. He got the cards every time.
Hmm. No, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Like you made that decision for that. So yes.
Yeah. I need a priest. Wait, we have a priest. Him. I need
We
help.
literally have a priest. I mean, just saying.
You just had to say it out loud.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. What do you need?
Help with this
Help.
situation.
I just need help.
I mean,
There's-
has this voice lied to you?
I haven't tried to interact with it at all.
Oh,
It keeps talking to me, and I say no every time.
okay.
It's like I don't know what will happen if I say yes.
Nim, what?
Supposed to do this last night. I have Gios. Guys, we could have kept the Regessian that we kept alive. And
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Giosed him. Damn it. Anyway.
It just sounds like a weird way of farting at somebody. I asked him.
No. I control his mind for like a month. It's pretty brutal. So. Nope, that's. So what would that be? Maybe like a remove curse or something?
Okay,
Yeah.
did this voice, what do you mean when you went away for a while? Like when you went away, you were reading the book
So
thing?
when everybody disappeared because they went invisible to fly up to the top of the
Oh,
outpost that you guys just had the fight, um, as
oh,
you guys appeared and started the fight, and
yeah,
that led to you decapitating somebody with a fucking set of nunchucks.
yeah,
Um,
some
but
bad. Uh-huh.
but Morok didn't show up. But he showed up shortly thereafter and seemed to be missing some time because he wasn't there. And then there's this voice that's offering him deals, and that if he accepts them, they're going to get some cards or something. And now he's saying, "Oh, baby, just let me have one of your spell slots because I'm gonna. Don't worry about it, but I'll give you that spell that you need if you want. Let me help you. Help me help you. Help you help me."
Gotcha.
But Nim, did you have something you wanted to try to do to help with this?
I don't really have that sort of stuff.
Like,
I'm not that kind of cleric. That's not what I do.
I don't heal or remove curses. I kill things.
Had I known, I would have switched it out. Actually, I have one available. Apparently, we had leveled up at some point. So yeah, maybe I'll get like a something.
Remove curse or grant restoration.
Hey, baby, listen, you don't have to take my deals, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm here for the long run.
Maybe if this voice offered you some hot chocolate, you'd
We
get
might
something.
as we we
There's
might as
Uh-huh.
well
cards.
make we want to just we might as well make friends with each other because we're going to be together for a time.
That's interesting. How can something get in your head without you actually doing anything? You
Have you
just
read
go
about any
and
monster in this game? Very easily, just saying.
permanently in his head though, like without any sort of like that's kind of like unlawful entry. That's
You-
kind of like you didn't have a search warrant. Like
Oh,
there was no
I'm sorry. There are monsters that eat your brain, literally. I'm
that's
pretty sure
different.
that's unlawful entry. Just saying.
That's no, that's mean eating. I'm saying like for something to take up residence in your mind, typically, you have to agree on some level somehow. You
Well,
have to
well,
like
so
let that happen.
so to be fair, this whatever this is has only offered choices, choices that may have consequences, but only choices. And
Right.
hasn't been mean, hasn't done anything bad. It's just offered choices. That's all.
Right. But it's like living in his head right now.
You're
Or
not.
is it not? Hey, maybe it's not even in your head. Maybe it's like an invisible little nymph thing that's like sitting on your shoulder and literally talking in your ear. Just saying.
Let's go.
Like
Let's
maybe
let's
like you just
let's
catch
go on.
fairy fire and you find the invisible fucking nymph sitting on Morok's shoulder, literally
Yeah.
talking in his ear, and Morok thinks it's in his head.
Yes. Douse me. Douse me. Go.
Actually, you guys figured it out. This is actually what's happening. Balin has been poisoning Morug with like bad hot chocolate, and he's slowly losing his mind as he continues to have the
Oh, is it the
opium that he's feeding.
madness?
Jason Flint.
Is Morok affected
Is
by the madness?
what wasn't it? Wait, was it Puent that was giving me the hot chocolate, or is that the
It
same
was
name,
it was
or
it was Balin. Balin.
Balin? Who's Puent?
Quint is Mike's character.
Who's the
No,
rabbit?
Oh, 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 oh.
Not the rabbit.
Oh,
no,
no.
no. That was
Who's
that
my?
was Mirajor. Mirajor was the
Right,
rabbit.
right.
Now he's
Okay, who's
Quent the sorcerer wizard, whatever he is.
Wizard.
Wizard. Yep.
Balin? Got it.
Swizzard.
Got it.
Wizard.
He's the guy from
That makes me want to
the south.
Hot chocolate.
Sequin. Balin came from Sequin with you. He's been an ambassador to Jason and was acting as your kind of like your I guess diplomatic envoy slash handler while here. All right, so you guys find this fact out.
What fact? Oh,
Uh,
the voice.
Literally, what we just found out about the pitchlings.
Gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha.
What fact are you talking about? Not you don't know anything. It's fine.
That was like
Uh,
half an hour ago. That's a fair.
it was. That's fair. That's fair. A lot of things have
So
happened.
many facts coming
Nothing
out
has
here.
happened. But a lot of things have happened.
Very pushed off with the voice in his head that he.
Well, it's funny because we started off tonight, and I was like, "What do we want to tell obscurity about last time?" And everyone was like, "Fight,
Well,
dead
you know,
body, moving on."
was
So,
the
all right,
very important part, and then it's just like, oh yeah, this kept happening.
Oh yeah, there's this.
and this other thing, yeah.
No,
I
no,
forgot
no.
about it until it started happening again. That
Oh
happens.
yeah, that's right. This thing. Yeah. I don't want to give him cards. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is some sort of, poker or some of those new card games that they
Yeah.
have out there. I don't know
Never
if this
eat the food in the Fey realm.
You trying to play solitaire?
I don't want to be sent to the shadows zone or contraption space. You know,
So
time to do
here's the question. So you guys know that you now have a way to know if the pitchlings are going to show up and try to jump your ass.
Yeah.
You also
Literally.
know that that's what the pitchling's favorite thing to do
Yeah.
is try to jump travelers' asses as they come through the pitchwood.
Yeah. So if we want to talk to these guys, we should definitely have unlit torches.
Well, hold on. They only speak Sylvan,
right.
and nobody speaks Sylvan. So
Moroc's
how are you going to handle that?
Moroc's gonna figure that out.
Morok just got an offer, and he's like, "There's a voice in my head, and I don't want to give it anything."
He
And
has
you're like,
another way to figure it out. And
"Take an 8-hour rest right here. See what happens."
oh yeah. So you can't do that like ritually?
Ooh, that's a good question. Could you do tongues as a ritual?
And then we just have it for 8 hours or whatever? I don't know how long it lasts.
It lasts an hour, but I don't think it has the ritual tag, which is weird. Comprehend language does, but
Hey, baby, why'd you look at that? Why'd you look at that thing you got in your backpack? Just
You
take
know
a
what,
look
maybe
at it.
the voice would do better if it didn't sound like such a sleazeball.
Oh, baby, you can't hear me. You weirdo. Go work on
I
your
know
depth.
Morok though, and I think Morok would do what he's being asked if you don't sound like a fucking scumbag.
Oh no! When he bites, he's gonna bite. But
yeah, I am going to mind spike myself.
I love it. But at the same rate, he's like, "No, I'm serious. I think that you have. I think, baby, I think that you've got some paperwork about ritual that you carry with you. Maybe you want to look at those. Give them a second glance. Maybe there's something in there you got."
Okay, well, if we have to sleep,
You don't get anything for this.
I haven't said the voice has not said anything about that. Just said take a look.
I mean, for us to be able to remove curse or something along those lines, it seems that it's going to be 8 hours of sleep. For us to be able to talk to these pitchwood nymphs, it's going to be 8 hours of sleep.
Or maybe TJ should look at a particular document that talks about rituals that he found in a very specific book.
Yeah, I mean, just say it. Not, I guarantee you, voice, if you just say it in not a way that makes you sound so scummy, you'd probably be able to convince him to look at that. Just saying. Okay.
Baby, I'm not going anywhere. You might as well look. Maybe there's something there.
There's no deal, so I look in the bag.
And as you look in the bag and you find that piece
It's
of
him,
paper.
isn't it? It's him. It's him as a little nymph, right?
Nope.
We take
It
him
is
out.
not. It is not. In your bag as you look around, like I don't know how you like carry your components and items and whatever, but that piece of paper that you found that had the ritual to effectively let you glimpse and or step into the Shadowfell, there's more words on it now. And as you look at it, you realize that there are words that allow you to cast tongues as a ritual. And as you kind of like put this together and see what it is, that voice comes back and it's like, "Baby, I told you I'm here to help. I'm not going anywhere. This don't cost a thing. It's just, I just want to see if I could test out some of your powers. That's all. But if this helps, I'm happy to. Good luck. Don't let those pitchlings, burn you. They are so, they can just be so dirty sometimes."
I feel dirty.
Oh, see? I know, man.
I don't like how good my headphones are right now.
I just took a sip of beer and I had to fight not spitting it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Tom, can you keep playing just on mute?
I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. Uh, it would just like I took a sip of beer and I was like, I'll see how this works. And Kevin's like, my earphones feel dirty. I'm like, I'm gonna spit everywhere. So, anyways, by the way, Thursday fantasy. This is exactly why I enjoy playing fucking role playing games. But yeah, so effectively in front of you is a way to either cast tongues on yourself or somebody else ritualistically. Um, and I think tongues has a duration of it's a long time, isn't it? Like an hour plus or something?
It's an hour.
Take us to get through Pitchwood.
So it will take 10 minutes for me to cast it, and then we have it for an hour. And it's a touch spell. I can increase the duration. And
No.
by the way, we flew here and everything, right? That we did
No.
that whole plan, or no? We haven't flown yet. I'm just trying to figure out the sorcery points. Okay.
We
'Cause I didn't-
flew to Gallows Fend, but then I thought we were traveling on foot
You
from
should have
Gallows
full
Fend.
sorcery points at this point.
Okay, because I thought we took I thought we took a rest and then we flew.
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
So then that
We rested at the towers, the outposts,
right before we left.
and we didn't rest again.
Oh, that's
at
right. You flew to Gallows Fend. That's right.
Correct.
Yep.
But,
All right.
All right.
but now
How long
we're
did that take? Because I'm just trying to figure out how many sorcery points I left.
4.4 hours.
Yep. But you guys rode here on horses, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I thought.
Yes.
it was 4 hours.
Yeah,
Yes.
4.4 hours. Yes.
Okay.
Kevin, kilometers? Do you want to do kilometers? Sorry.
Right, just move.
And to speak.
Accent to go with. I was going like European or Canadian, and then I just panicked and didn't do anything.
What should I sound? I'm not going to say anything. Just not going to. All right.
And with comprehend, with speak, with tongues, with speaking languages.
Tongues.
I don't know. Yeah. Do you also have comprehend? That happens.
I'm pretty sure tongues lets you both hear and speak, correct?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Tongues is the
Okay.
what you're saying. Yeah.
As long as
Okay.
they speak one language.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the better of comprehend languages. Like comprehend is like you can hear what they're saying. Tongues is hear and say. So
okay. Okay.
not hearsay. I guess you could do that as well if you wanted to, but hear and say.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys, or should I say, Moruk takes care of this, and you move into the Pitchwood Forest. Yes.
Yes. With our unlit torches.
Okay. With several people with unlit torches.
Yeah. There's 5 of us, right?
Currently, there is Nim,
Or 7.
Obscurity, Moruk, and Sylvanus. There's 4.
Oh, we don't have the McAllister?
I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 100% right. I was thinking about Heritage. That's why I'm like, no, Heritage is still fucking doing shit back in the Gap. But no, you definitely have McKesson as well.
McKesson.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, just because it's such a weird way to spell out this guy's name. McKesson.
Oh,
I don't know how else to say that, but that's how it's spelled out. So, love it. All right, so I think I just want to give you this information before we do this, but here we go. The straightest path through the Pitchwood is a 20-mile route. Various unfriendly folk lurk to rob, harass, or kill anyone. The trees are thick, the road is narrow, it's overgrown, and the shadows of the wood are abuzz with weird, eerie noises. Something like a mixture of giggles and greasy dripping sounds. I think that that's the greatest definition of where you never want to be ever. Ever. As you guys travel through the Pitchwood and get some 7 or 8 miles into it, torches like held high or next to you, unlit. All of a sudden, they all start to light up. I want everybody to give me a perception check.
Sucks.
All right, Marek, you want to roll a perception? All right. Nim and obscurity. So Venice and Marek are looking around because the torches have started to lit in the forest around you guys. In fact, I mean, what the shit? Let's bring you guys to a map. Let's do this.
The shit.
What the shit?
What?
Oh my god.
Okay. So it's crazy that those torches turned everything black. And it's so dark and we can see even though we're all
Oh, he didn't tell us that they have the
What's
reverse
funny,
effect.
what's funny is the only person that can see right now is the voice in Morek's head.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Tom's admitting it's just him.
Yeah, exactly what I was just about to say.
How's that? Can people see shit now?
We can see shit.
All right. So first of all, I apologize I didn't put daylight mode on the map. Second of all, shut the fuck up. Anyways, so
We're missing a horse.
as I can only do so much, people. Fucking
Obviously.
as I opened tonight with like, I'm worried about the future of my family, and now you're like, where's the other fucking horse, Tom? How did you not do another horse? So calm down. Anyways, as two of you are like, oh shit, the torches are lit. Those people being, shockingly, Savenis and Moruk, Obscurity and Nim, you start to see figures like peering in trees. Like I'm making them pop out, but at the same rate, like all you see are these like glowing yellow eyes. And Moruk, did you put tongues on yourself, or did you put it on Savenis, or what did you do?
Venice or obscurity.
I mean, you guys tell me who's the voice right now.
Yeah, I'm asking them if they
I
prefer.
think Sylvanus. I was thinking Sylvanus. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, just because he has that charisma.
Okay.
And if he translates, then I can always chime in if I feel like something else.
Understand everything he's saying too. So it's not like
Right, exactly, because he's speaking his own language,
Mhm.
and they can understand.
Again, this is why tongues is so badass, right? Like you'd be like if you're in a room with a friend and that friend is just like, that guy's a fucking monster. You're like, oh, I get it. All right, that guy. All right, let's get him. So, as Venice, you see like your torch flare, and then you see two of your like compatriots start to like look into the woods, and you have not maybe seen these figures yet. What do you do?
Okay.
Game on, you're up.
Yeah, right. I would start by calling out in Sylvan as these pitchlings are around us. Worry not, we come to speak with you about a common enemy who will be who
At your door.
who is bearing down upon this land and will pose a great threat to you and your region, I guess would be the.
As you say these words, the people who had made the check before see more of these figures start to like just show up, these like glowing eyes, and this coming out of the woods, Sylvanas. Maybe you don't notice this yet. I know it's people can see it, but this like figure comes wandering like, oh, because I'm doing the right. Okay, so this figure comes like walking out into the pathway, like near you and your horses, and goes, leave money and stuff. You go or we burn you.
As I said, we do not wish to cause you harm. We wish to talk with you. Leaving money will not solve the problem that is bearing its fangs towards this land. The enemy is approaching. And unless we help each other, the dangers will only grow for both us and for you.
I think maybe it's time for you to roll a charisma check.
I pull out my candied pocket bacon.
That sounds disgusting.
It's fucking delicious. It's fucking
wait,
delicious.
I'm sorry. Candied bacon. Okay. Candied pocket bacon sounds like the worst thing ever.
In my pocket.
Wait. Hold on. So I want Sylvanas to give a persuasion or a deception check.
Okay,
but if you would like to use the candied gross pocket bacon as an assistance, you could roll to aid. And
well,
if
he
you
would roll with the.
Well, no. If you roll,
I thought I'd give him advantage for helping or something.
I was gonna let you give him a plus, but I mean, he just rolled a fucking Sylvanas. I mean, first of all, Sylvanas, well done. Like, just well done.
I can still give him a plus.
You can, yeah. You know what? Just roll. Yeah. How about this? For the candied pocket bacon. Yeah, all these candied pocket bacon. Yes. Could you maybe roll
CPB?
me? It's only legal in certain states. Could you obscurity? Could you roll me a persuasion check as well? And if you get a specific DC I have in my mind, add more numbers to this. And it's not a high DC.
Oh fuck.
Oh, what happened was this black at first.
So let me just here's the thing. You pull candied pocket bacon out and it's as gross as I thought that would look like, right? Like it's either like rotted because it's been in there too long, or
it's candied and bacon. It doesn't go bad.
Hold on. Or it is covered in lint.
Smells
and it's just like, I don't want bacon lint in my mouth. That's gross. That
then
is
I
super
start
gross.
eating it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna need you to give me a con save, but hold on for. However, Sylvanas, your roll was so that two things happened. One, this figure that has come out here, right? Like this person right here. Will it do a zoom in? Did it do a zoom in? No, it didn't do that. So let's do this. Or is it? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and it just.
Are you on the right layer with the right tool?
I'm on token and I'm on the pointer.
Hmm.
Hang on, let me just see if it works this way.
I see.
Well, you're holding it.
No, I tried it differently just because it wasn't
Ugh.
working.
Maybe
Yeah, no,
hold
shift.
and then click on. Otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyways, what I can't do the zoom in. I apologize, but you realize that these peoples are simple, and that your words, candied as they are, like the bacon in obscurity's pocket, or formerly in her pocket, may be a bit too much. And so, speaking about an enemy coming may not be the right way to frame it, but
Ah,
the idea of saying something simpler that might appeal to their baser instincts might be. Thank you. That, like, yeah, like, actually, uh the pitchlings look way. I'm sorry, like, you can judge me however you want, but this image of the pitchlings is way sexier than what I was imagining for the pitchlings, but it is what it is.
That's why we wanted to be friends.
Mm. Nim's
We
like,
knew that before we saw them. We wanted to be
we
friends
knew,
because of their
you knew,
personality.
you knew. um and so, uh you know that you've got some sway with them, but you feel that if you could maybe better, like, point
simplified.
their point their motives, that they may be excited about it if you could explain it better, right? So you've come in and you said there's a great enemy coming and that we're on the same side. And their response was, "Give us your money." And you're like, "Oh shit." If you're like, if
Friends.
yes,
Bad people coming soon with
you're
lots of
bad.
money.
Oh, they have money? What?
They have lots of money, but they need to die.
Oh, tell us more.
Bad people
Tell us this. Are they local or outsider?
outsider.
Ah, hates them, we do.
Um, do we have a picture of the steel that the Richesians would have? Like that, what they would wear, the sigil?
I'm pretty sure you've got the head of one of them, but okay.
Well, I understand that, but like, not all Richesians are going to look the same, man. Like,
You're on
that's
a
kind of
dirt. You're on a
useless,
dirt.
I
Whoa,
think.
whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Remember. Wait. Are you telling them to attack Regessians, or are you telling them to help stop Steppengard? Those are
Oh, it's
very
Steppengard.
different
That's
things.
right. Sorry, it's Steppengard. Um, I thought we had to have him stop Steppengard, right? Do we have what the Steppengard soldiers will be wearing?
I mean, you could make like some insignia marks. Like, so basically, you've said that there are outsiders coming, and this pitchling that's kind of wandered out of the forest that's right in front of you, that's right here. It's like, yeah, we don't like outsiders.
Um,
What do you suggest? Also, can we get money?
you will be able to take the money from all of the outsiders that are coming. It is a large group of them that will be coming through the wood.
Are they coming this way? How do we know they will come through this wood?
We are going to be funneling them this way because we think that you are perfect to handle these
This
as
is
they
this is not wrong, Savinus, but remember that these creatures also have the ability to set fire to shit.
yes.
Isn't it wrong though?
Is it?
Well,
Is it?
they can't understand me right now, but we can all understand Savannis, and it's like, wait, shouldn't we just have them light the river on fire?
We can do that too. That's easy
Well,
enough.
That's what I was hinting at. Is I mean, you do what you want to do, but just saying,
People to do it, we've got these ones to do it, and it's like,
who are just chaotic fuckards that want to go do things. So yeah.
and like we'll pay them. Like, what do they want? 50 gold? Like, seriously.
Well,
It's
the little this one that's in front. By the way, as you guys are all doing this, I just want to say that like
ask them their price. I mean, they might not get that much, and
Okay.
we'll keep coming back and like feeding them with this stuff. The more they,
Ke-
it's like,
Kevin, did you do something to me where I can't control shit now? Like, what's
No.
going on? Because I can't move things to other layers now.
I guess I thought we were trying to funnel
Oh, no, I
the
can.
whole stepping guard army through here and have them, light them on fire when possible.
Well, it's
I mean,
not so much
if the river is burning, then likely they will be funneling through here. They're not going to just be like, all right, we're going to go back home then.
Okay.
As you're talking, you guys see like more and more faces popping out of the woods, watching this with like great intent.
Okay, then I guess I was confused on the plan. So let me backtrack a little bit on the plan. Just say we can pay if you help us with these outsiders. The river, we need it on fire.
We can do that. That would be fun. We can do that. But what do you pay for us to do that?
Would all right, so how much money do we have to begin with? And I'm basing this off of
I'm not
A
gonna lie.
whole
If you
gold
wait.
piece.
If you're gonna talk to fake creatures about money, the fake creature's gonna spit in your face and go, "We don't need your money."
Mhm. What do you need? What do you want?
like biscuits or something.
Fucking
You want
candy
some peanut butter
pocket
crackers,
pickers.
brother? So wait, here's the thing to think about, right? So like
it
these
just says for
are like
gold though.
feral creatures that you have convinced that they should set the river on fire, and they're like, to get people, yes. What are they gonna get from that? Like, you twist this how you need, and then just look at the map and realize they're fucking everywhere. Like, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Like, these are like chaos incarnate that are literally like, yeah, tell us the plan.
If they put if they light the river on fire, then then these outsiders will funnel themselves through the forest, and then they will have access to everything that those outsiders have: horses, weapons, armor, money,
Force
food,
this.
skeletons.
Yeah, you skip right over it, but oh, sure. All right.
What we will provide is an opportunity because, as we said, some outsiders are going to be coming through. And if that river is lit on fire, they will be forced to travel through your area. And then you
Oh,
will be able to do what you please with these outsiders.
you're saying we could do whatever we want, and no one's gonna get mad.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all. Don't ask, don't tell.
So this like I'm imagining that
Really feel
pitchlings.
here right now.
I'm
Though.
oh wait, I'm imagining that pitchlings are no more than 3 to 3.5 feet tall. Like I don't think that that's a stretch. And this pitchling like walks up to you, Savanus, whether you're on a horse or where you are, and just goes, "I just want to make sure I've got this right. We're gonna light the river on fire, and we're gonna sit here and wait. And when a bunch of people that look like you come through here, we're gonna murder them or do stuff maybe, and no one's gonna get upset. Yes?"
Hmm.
I don't like
It
that
seems
it looks like
awfully.
me.
Understands this right now.
Um,
Remember, you guys are literally in a wartime scenario. I'm just saying. Like, I am not going to hold anybody to specific moralities and alignments
I
as
feel
we're
like
having
I'm about
this.
to get brought for the
I'm not.
TV.
Yeah, like I'm not looking to have this scenario do this. However,
I just don't want
you're
them to
also
start.
dealing with fucking Faye right
Right.
now. So
I
like,
just don't want them to start attacking Dashkoban, right? If Dashkoban needs to,
That's
so
what I
we
was
can just
wondering if
tell
we
well,
should.
Dashkoban
well,
not
well,
to go
hold
to
on,
the
hold on.
door.
Your next step is to go to him. So
Right.
you should probably say,
Don't go through.
in no fucking way go through those woods.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I
And
mean,
so,
actually, no. You know what, Dashkaban? Do what you want, but if you go through the woods, it's gonna get really fucked. So whatever. So
and also, I mean, do we want to get the king killed? Because the king is supposedly traveling with his army. So, like, we don't really care about the army, but we don't necessarily want to get the king.
I think Nim and Obscurity are probably the best to do this. I want the two of you to roll intelligence checks.
Straight int.
Yep, straight ins. Nope. Nope. Yeah.
My rolls are absolute shit, so it doesn't fucking matter.
No. I think I think that like maybe Nim doesn't fully recognize this, but Obscurity with a 12, you 100% do that. At best, with a troop of, I think they said 10,000, something like that, or like maybe it's 1,000, whatever it is, that there is little to no chance that infiltrator tactics that clearly are what the pitchlings use as their like day-to-day
Guerrilla
like
warfare.
right exactly are gonna ever have a chance to take out Steppengard himself.
Okay.
Like Steppengard is always going to be surrounded. Steppengard's always going to have a flank, a rear flank, people to the left and right, etc. So
Okay.
I mean, like if they were to do that, oh my god, I'm great. But to count on that or to ask them to do is well beyond any
Okay.
like concept,
Likelihood.
especially since it's such a short span. And although it looks like there's a bunch of pitchlings around you, are you seeing all the pitchlings that actually are, or are there more, or you're not sure?
Okay.
So, however, you do know that these little assholes 100% harry whatever forces are going to try to march through their forest, whether it's setting traps, like burning things, or whatever. Like, like how fucking annoying would that be? Like, even if it doesn't kill your soldiers, but as you're walking through, a bunch of night crawlers show up and like bamf in your face and you get burnt a little bit. So you're like not 100% as you move forward and then they disappear again. Like
At the
these,
very least, it'll just take them extra time.
exactly.
Okay.
Like the fact that they can't like if the pitchlings do what you're asking them to do, it's going to force the stepping out forces to either route to the right side, aka the eastern side of the river, to come up to where it's frozen and keep going, which is going to take time, or they're going to come through the pitchwood. And if they come through the pitchwood, they've got to deal with the pitchlings and whatever they do. Either way, it's going to take time. So
Okay. Proceed, Sylvanus. Proceed.
I mean,
You're doing great.
good job. Like you guys made the rules, and the fact that like you could speak with them was big, because if you couldn't, this was going to be a giant like fight that you guys were going to have to do. So the pitchlings agree that they will harass Stepping Guard's fort, and they will light the Nasham River on fire so that it melts. Um, Anybody who has played a part in this and made a role, I will include Moruk as well. Everyone gets an inspiration. You all have an inspiration for doing this.
Hey.
Now, I could go on to what happens as you progress outside of the Pitchwood, but that takes us to Castle Dashkaban, and I see that it is 11:37, so I want to take a pause and say, unless everyone's like so gung-ho we want to keep going, let's take a pause, and this is a good point to stop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had a feeling. That's why we're doing it. But at the same rate, good stuff. Like again, like there's a lot of fucking moving parts going on right now, moving pieces that are happening right now. And I'm excited. Like the pitchling fight, I was like, this is gonna be gross because they're not that strong, but there were actually even more on the map. Like it was gonna be a very elongated fight, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, but they're going through the fucking forest, so all right. But you guys did it. You handled it, and it was great. So good stuff. And by the way, yeah, moving pots. You're right, Nim. It just as a fun I guess a fun realization of the whole Boston accent that I have. Um, I had a meeting with one of my staff earlier this week, and it was like an hour and a half, and we're running through all like it's sort of conceptual future state planning. And at the end of it, I said, okay, let's go back and figure out what next steps need to be. I'm going to do X and Y, and I want for next steps to be this, this, and this. And I said, this will be a good starting point. And she stops and she looks at me, and like this is again video conferencing, and she goes, Tom, I gotta call you out. And I was like, what's the matter? What's going on? She goes, so you always say that the more excited that you get, your accent gets more ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure I know what a stat is, but I think you mean start. And I was like, 100%. There it is. You figured it out. We're good to go. Um, and as she was laughing about it, I said, I just want to share that Thursdays, like prior to these days, because several things have happened, but prior to now, on Thursdays, I would pick my daughter up from school, and we would go and meet up with a friend of ours who owned a brewery, and their daughter, who's like 2 or 3 days difference as far as like birthdays, that love each other. Like they scream and shriek whenever they see each other, and it's always great. And we went there one time, and we were doing something like coloring, and I said to her, I was giving her like a ration about something, and she's like, Dad, why are you messing with me? I said, I'm not messing with you. I'm giving you a hard time. And she goes, Dad, what's a hard time? And I said, a hard time. And I was like, that's what I said. And she goes, that's not what you said. You said hard time. And so I said, well, that's what it is. It's a hard time. And she goes, I want to say that. And I was like, you can go ahead and say it. Like, I mean, again, like it depends on where you've grown up and how you learn, but sure, hard time. So um, I apologize to all of my players that don't understand what I'm saying, but most of you, if not all of you, New England. So shut the fuck up and you know what I'm saying. So there it is. But anyways, good times, good fun. Yeah, I didn't say I didn't get it. Just saying I'm fucking. What is this? But anyways, good stuff tonight, guys. As always, and voices in your head. We'll see where they go, and go from there. But you guys are moving ahead in this adventure. I'm still, I still like. I think this is great. I love it, and go from there. So, all right. Good night, everybody.
Sounds
Good
good.
times.
Later, guys.
Good night.
Later.
Later.